am. So you're asking me about the logo.
The logo, yeah. How'd you come up with it?
All right, so, I go back to the first thing we were talking about, yeah? It's, so originally, like, I sat down with a designer friend of mine who was like, oh man, he's like, he wanted to help me make my brand better, because before it just said, like, this is back in 2009.
When you first started the company?
When I first started just, like, being, like, trying to, like, make a business for my training business. I was like, talking to him, I was like, okay, these are the things that are really important to me. And the things that were really important, I was like, I wanted to put them into like some visual, like give it identity, right?
Yeah.
So the things that I think are very important to grow as an individual are important for you to work on, basically. It's like working on your mind, working on your body, working on your spirit. Like I said, I told you earlier, which is like working on your connection, your ability to connect with like people around you. Like I said, like you walk in the room, you can feel the vibe, or you're like, dogs like literally solely work off of
energy,
that
right?
Energy, spirit.
Because they're known to like feel that. They get sense when you're like sad.
For sure.
Angry,
I mean, a really good intuitive dog, and just dogs in general, like they know when you're mad just by, and also like the tone of your voice, obviously as well. But working on that connection for you, like obviously working on your mind is very important. Working on your body is very important.
Yeah.
Working on your connection with others, basically, is very important, and how you like are received and how you receive like also someone else's energy, and then the soul, which in my opinion, this is just how I, just what I thought was important.
Soul is the fourth one?
The soul is the fourth one. Working on like internally, being able to like look inside and see what really matters to me. Like who am I really? What do I really want? What do I really accomplish?
Like
what's my real purpose?
The inner like conversation.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the morning, you're like, man, I really want to get better at this. Like the thing that it's in your head.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel it. Working on it, like delving into that, not trying to avoid it, not trying to like say, okay, I don't want to do that, I want to do this instead because someone so said it, but like really opening up and like allowing yourself to look into that and see what is really there for you. Like, what do you really want? Right? So those are 4 things that I wanted to put into a logo. So in the beginning, that was a logo that like I didn't have. Like I said, I did it years and years ago. I was like, I had this idea for a company, right? When I met my friend, I said, okay, I want to make those things important to me because those are things that are important.
And put it in like visually. And
put it into something visual. So that was where the logo came out. Now, I like the shapes because triangles are very strong. It's like the strongest structure.
Is it?
Absolutely, yeah. Like a pyramid is like the strongest structure, right?
Yeah.
So triangles, right? And then also I wanted to blend into something that, as most people can perceive, like a diamond, right? Which obviously are built under pressure.
Under pressure,
And all these things that I'm talking about trying to get better at are oftentimes done under pressure.
Now, when you were thinking this, did this all just hit you at once, or this is like
no. Like a lot of it is also like experiential stuff, and then like hindsight stuff.
Because you learned this stuff, right?
Yes, but in the beginning, when I started talking about what do I think is important to grow as an individual, those 4 things stood.
Automatically came out to you.
Yeah, but my ability to talk about talk about those 4 things in relationship to like you or to you guys now is far greater because of everything I've been through. Yeah. Right. So I know those 4 things are important to work on, and I knew like those things were important in life. Yeah. But I didn't know exactly like how to do it. But I just knew that like you could read about it, you learn about it, and you try to get better at it. And I just spent time doing that. Now, the big transition was in the beginning. It was just like me selling. Like the first thing I started to sell was hats. Straight up. So it was me selling things.
And this one was BM figure. And was that going good?
Amazing. Okay. Right, but it was just me selling hats. So I want to tell you like where the transition came about. Yeah. It was just me being like, it's called being figure, right? Me being like, these are the things that I think are fucking dope and look good on me, and I like the way they look, I like the way they feel, and that's the kind of stuff that I sold, right? But along the years, and you kind of asked me like, when did I feel like I blew up or whatever? When I started to have conversations with people in person, and they started to relay back to me, and then I'd read messages and comments and shit on my YouTube about, you said this story, or you did this video, and you talked about your father, you talked about your childhood, you talked about your struggles, you talked about your anxiety, and you changed my life, and you made me not take my life. Yeah. You made me think differently about this. Like you were getting these comments, thousands of comments, but in person. Like I would meet people in person who would cry at expos and stuff. At expos, who would tell me, "Yo, I saw this video, and I just want you to know." Like they would pull me close and they get emotional.
That's crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, that's wild. That's crazy.
So like, oh fuck, I feel bad. I just heard a lot of crazy stories. So they would tell me this shit, and I realized like over time, right? Like it started as me being like, I'm selling stuff that I think is really dope. And the thing that I realized people were getting engaged with me for wasn't necessarily just, the quality was nice, the shit was good, But the reason why they were like showing up and they were wearing all the gear was, and it was that same person who had everything head to toe, had a fucking tattoo, had a fucking tattooed logo, was because he was like, yo, you saved my life.
That's crazy.
And yeah. So I realized, I was like, fuck, man. So it's just something.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's crazy.
Yeah, I realized that, and this took me a long time to realize it, that like, it wasn't like just that the stuff was nice, it was, they were supporting me because of what I was trying to put out there. And what I was trying to show, or what I was trying to give, or what I was trying to
give
like.
To everyone,
yeah, because, oh fuck. It's crazy. It's all full circle, so it's just trippy to me, because like, even talking to you and like, you being here and having been a fan or whatever, and like now being here, and like everything comes full circle. Like knowing that it took me a very long time in my life. My dad took his life, and I struggled with that like greatly my whole childhood. And then that literally probably took about 20 years. So because it happened when I was 6. He took his life when I was 6. And when I was 26 was about the time when I was like, whoa, people like me, people are telling me all these crazy things because of the content I've been making. They've been telling me about their lives in relationship to my life, and how it affected them, or how it helped them, or how it inspired them to move differently, right? Or to think differently. And it's crazy because that's the biggest turning point in my life, because I realized like, yo, people were here because of that, and not just because like I was doing crazy shit. And then it fucked me up, because my whole life I had always looked for and wanted, like, what was young? Oh fuck, my bad. A father figure, like someone to teach me, someone to show. Fuck, because I grew up with it, grew up without it. And now being in a position where like that's literally what I do for like
that's
living.
The position that you're
that's the position I'm in now, and that's the position I started to realize when I was 26. I was like, whoa, these people are putting me in this position just because I was willing to be raw. I wasn't willing to be vulnerable, and I was willing to tell my story genuinely. That's why it transitioned into this, and that's why I changed the name to this.
And that wasn't even you doing it, knowing you were doing it. You were just, it was natural, which is probably
it's because it's what I wanted.
Exactly.
So knowing how it feels to want something and not get it, and knowing how it feels to like overcome shit. Obviously, it's still working on it. Overcome things, but still continue to go no matter what. Like, that's what all this shit's about. And I just learned along the way, people were engaging with me because I was able to tell my true story. I was able to be vulnerable. And in doing so, they were like, well, I want to support this person because this person is giving to me. Right? Something
Which is crazy, because a lot of people don't like showing their vulnerability side. They don't.
But that's what this is all about. It's not, I wouldn't be human. Like, you're not a human if like you don't cry.
Yeah, exactly.
You cry when you're fucking sad. It's not like you go around just crying all the time, but like if something really means something to you, then like let that shit out. That's why I was like, okay, let me transition to this is what it was being Fikir, my name, a company that like I wanted to sell dope shit that I like, right? And then I got the response from people over the years, and I was like, whoa, this makes the most sense if I want to evolve this, if I want to involve more people into this brand, make it about what was really starting to resonate and help people, and encourage basically the people like you, encourage people listening, encourage people to get involved with the brand, to be willing to be vulnerable, to be willing to fucking be yourself no matter what the situation is. Because understand this, man, look at this. Everything you want to get good at in life, if you don't tell the truth in those situations, like if you want to make your relationship better, if you want to be better at business, if you want to be better at YouTube, if you're not telling your truth, if you're not living in your truth and like being willing to share it, you're always going to hit a wall. Like you're going to hit a wall. It's like, if I don't really love doing this, if I don't really love making YouTube videos, I'm going to hit a wall, right? And I've had moments in my life where I hit walls until I was able to find my love for it. Like kind of like starting to think about why I started in the first place, but that's a whole nother story. My point is, if you're not genuine, like you have a girlfriend, right? And it's not working, or business is not working. It's like, if you don't go and say, hey, this is what's happening. This is how I feel. This is who I am, and this is why I'm this way, and this is what I need, or this is what we need to get better. Like, this is who I am. Let's talk about it. Like, if you just like hide it and just reactive to everything, it's like,
it's eventually it's not gonna work.
There's no communication. It's not gonna work. Friendships, same thing. Business, same shit. And on the internet, it's crazy now. It's like, it's the most powerful thing to be able to be vulnerable and to share your life with people, because that's why people watch all this shit. They want to learn. They want to get better. They want to be entertained. But like, how can they do that with someone who's like, oh, but I'm like...
They put a wall up.
Yeah, they put a wall up, and you never know who the fuck they really are.
Exactly, you can't...
Like, then you're just a person who does a thing. And everyone can do the thing. Like,
and everyone can feel that eventually. Like, they might like you for a little bit, but then like they could tell when you're not being who you actually are.
Exactly. And it's just, it's not... Like, who... you want it, like, wouldn't you want to be in a situation where you feel like, man, I can just be myself and I'm happy.
100%.
You get into a relationship, you want to be able to feel that way. You're working in business, you want to be able to move that way. Obviously, you got to work. It's not going to be fucking sunshine and roses all the time. But like, if you're like in a situation where you're able to feel like, okay, even though I'm working, I have to do X, Y, Z, but this is like my relationship to this work, and it can be in a good place rather than from a negative place. And you're able, like, because if you were just doing a job and you hated it, like I said, eventually you're holding that back, and you're finding resistance in your life, and then at some point it's going to break, and you're not going to want to do it anymore. That's what I'm saying about being able to be raw, being able to be vulnerable, being able to be your true self, and that's what this is all about. That's what the transition is. The growth of this brand.
That's what made you really change the name, right?
That's why I changed the name.
And also, like, other people just resonate with it so much more because they get related to themselves.
Exactly. Because I mean,
that makes so much sense.
If I was going to evolve it, it had to be like, that's like my true timeline. Was like, I was a kid who was like, yo, this is the shit I like, and this is the quality I like, and I want it to feel like good because I want to wear it. And then I started to realize like why people were involving themselves in it. Obviously, they liked this stuff, but at the same time, they were like
the story and the person behind it, the meaning behind it.
And then so then I identified, okay, why are they connecting with this? Because if I wanted to evolve the brand and involve more people, I wouldn't want to be like, I wouldn't want to tell you like, oh, go promote me basically, right? If I want to involve you, like, let's build something together, right? Which is like, the whole story kind of comes full circle. That's why this shit's it's beautiful to me. Like, I get emotional because of like, I'm sitting here in a position like, bro, I didn't like grow up with fucking money. I didn't grow up with shit like this. Like, when I first moved down to LA, I lived in my car at times for months. And it's like, that's another reason why I'm like, yo, you needed a place to be, like, just stay here for some time until you can find your place. Like, because I know what it feels like to be in that position and want another situation and not be able to have it and be able to just like, I just had to figure it out. So like, all this is all a big learning process.
It is.
But in order to learn and to truly grow, you have to be able to be raw. You have to be able to be vulnerable.
You have to be with yourself. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Otherwise, you can't find growth. Because if you're like, yeah, I want to grow and I want to get better, but like, I'm not willing to address these things in myself that I really feel.
Do any growing.
You're not going to grow. You're going to go further. You're going to come back. You're going to go far. You're going to come back.
And I think that's what a lot of people they mess up because they're not willing to actually be real with who they are inside.
That's it. But that's like the fucking conundrum of like human nature, though. It's because, but it's hard though because it's all about timing, right? Like, it took me 20 years to realize my stress and my struggle and my like anxiety and my pain over like my dad passing, what it actually meant for me. It took me 20 years to be like, whoa, this makes sense now. But it wasn't through just being like all this bad stuff happened to me and now, you know, I like now I have a whole fitness career and I've been talking to people. I had to work through that. Right? But like, it's crazy when I look back on it, when I was, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like when I was like just emotionally fucking drained by it, like more often than not, right? And obviously, which is why I got so attached, not obviously, but this is why I got so attached and so like zoned in on the weight room is because like I realized like everything else kind of disappeared when I was doing that. And that's why I felt
that was your time just
right? But looking back now, what I'm saying, I was trying to say was like, it took me 20 years to be like, oh, this tragedy in my life makes sense and I would never change it for anything. But time is different for everyone. Like, you can go through something right now. You guys can go through something in 5 years and you not figure out like what was the fucking point of that tragedy or that pain.
Because you didn't realize it took us 20 years, right?
No, it's a hindsight, 100% hindsight. You don't realize until you realize. You're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Did it just hit you all at once? They just like
after I went to the expo. Always. I remember the first time I went to expo and it was like a fuck ton of people and everyone told me those stories. And I was like, I went home and like cried. Well, not home, but the hotel. Because like that, like I said, again, that's what I wanted. That's what I looked for. And now I was able to be that for other people. That meant everything to me. That's why I did everything.
And did it hit you when you got back to the hotel room, or like when it was happening to you? Like
when it's happening, when you get back to the hotel room and
you really let it sink in, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's.
And you wouldn't change any of it?
I wouldn't change anything that happened to me, no. And then, because I wouldn't be able to be in the position like to have the conversations that I've had with people. Then I'm not talking about people like, yo, you really made me want to work out, bro. I get that all the time. I'm talking about people who like, I almost killed myself. Like messages, DMs, people in person, people crying, people breaking down. Like not just like, thanks, man, I really appreciate it.
That's real, you know what I mean? That's real.
Yeah, I'm talking about people being like, like a dude flew to my gym after I tweeted him on Twitter. And he was like, yo, I'm going to take all these pills or something back. And like, I want to pull up his name right now.
That's crazy.
He ended up coming to my gym afterwards, like months later, and telling me.
After you tweeted back to him?
After I tweeted back to him, because I was kind of like, yo, like, it can get better. And he kind of chirped me back. He was like, what do you know, bro? You got everything and all this stuff. And I was like, well, man, that's not like my whole life, you know? But I must have slowed him down because he came back later and he met up with me and he said, he almost was going to like fucking straight up kill, like literally going to kill himself. So I'm not saying I'm out here just saving lives and shit. I'm not trying to give you guys some weird fucking impression like that.
No.
But when I had all these conversations about like helping someone in that way, and that it's really meaningful like that because that's just what I wanted people to be there for me when I needed it, and I wanted people to like try and guide me and try and help me. So if I'm able to do that through being able to like share my true self,
that's important because you're doing that while also doing who you really are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's natural.
That's why I've been able to do camera shit forever. Like since I got comfortable with talking on camera, obviously it took a very long time.
Yeah.
You go to my first videos
in the beginning,
right? You're telling me the same thing.
Stuff,
But as soon as I was able to be like, yo, I'm just gonna be myself. Fuck it. That's when I started like just really be able to share my story without like, without being like, fuck, oh, this, that, like. But
because either way, whether you, everyone's always gonna talk, and no matter what, they're gonna talk shit. It's whether you're doing good, doing bad, being really, really not. So you might as well just be who you are. So like,
that's it, yo. So his name's Martyn.
It is Martyn.
The only nice guy.
And you have this saved in your.
Yeah, we have conversations. Yeah. He sent me a message a while back. I didn't respond. I just looked and saw it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, we talked for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, it's that's what all this shit's about, man. Like if you want to be successful on anything, especially YouTube, because people can feel that shit.
Yeah.
Like they watch you enough, they're gonna be like, oh, that was weird. He's not being true to himself.
That's probably telling me yeah, exactly.
If you stay true and like you're just genuine, you're raw, you're real about who you are, like you'll succeed greatly on this shit. And just in life in general, man. Like imagine you had a problem with your boy right here, the guy shooting the camera, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't address it.
It
festers, and then the tension. You guys are like, and then he says something, and then you say like, "Fuck you," like, and then you bring up all the shit. It's like, why not just be like, "Yo, this is how I'm feeling about that thing you did. Like, let's talk about it."
Yeah,
that's being raw. Instead of being like, let me hold this in and let me tell my other two friends like, fuck that guy, and now we're like starting to. It's just like nothing gets done that way.
Nothing at all.
And this, as I've gotten older,
it's a circle just keep happening.
Exactly. And as I've gotten older, I just realize that more and more.
So you're someone that like you address something on the spot if you need to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely. People can avoid people sometimes avoid me for sure because they know.
Yeah, because they know you're gonna say some shit.
But I don't do things like I'm not like, yo, fuck you, I hate you, I want to hurt you.
No, yeah.
It's normally like a situation where it's
Which he could because he's 260, 6'3".
I'm normally like, I want to make things better, and like some people don't like that sometimes. People don't like the confrontation because confrontation is tough.
It's uncomfortable.
I love confrontation.
I'm someone that I like handling shit like at the time right there and then. I don't like holding shit in. You know
don't do it, man. Don't hold shit in. Like it's not gonna make you better, and it festers in you and it hurts you. And
because it affects you too. Like
exactly. It affects your thought process. It affects your mood. Like letting that out, you always feel so much better. 100%. Even if it's like a difficult thing to talk through or to get through. Yeah. Once you do and you let it out, like
because if you hold it in, like you'll find yourself during the day like. Why am I eating breakfast thinking about this? That's gonna happen yesterday.
Driving with like fucking mad on your face. You're like, why am I mad right now?
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So it affects everything, man. Yeah. But yeah, I put a lot of thought into this. I mean, it's
I can tell.
It was never just about like making money.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Which is also an important thing too, because people can also probably feel that. Like when someone's just doing something for money, they'll feel that. But when they see they're doing it because you genuinely love what you're doing or genuinely like want to help people, then that's what attracts people even more to it.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta get real, man.
There's so much more behind just a symbol that goes into it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this was when you put it in perspective, that was a 20-year symbol. You know what I mean? Like absolutely. It took 20 years to come up with that. That's crazy.
For it to all make sense.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's wild.
I don't know if a lot of companies think like that. I think they just make some.
Yeah, they just put.
I was gonna dog on some companies.
Yeah, you said that.
Shark or like a wolf or something.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Oh, you said the shark. You said the shark.
They'll know.
Oh, and the wolf.
They'll know.
Yeah, they'll know. We won't say anything.
Animal. I should have done like a jaguar. You know?
Yeah.
Should have done a jaguar. Yeah. I'm just trolling. I don't give a fuck. Really.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like I don't.
At the end of the day, he's being raw.
Yeah, and you don't need to make a brand that really means something to you to make money. Like, sadly, you don't.
Yeah, no, you don't.
But if you do, man, like, if you can encourage other people to understand that and to think about that stuff, like, beyond just like buying a hat and wearing a piece of apparel that you like or buying a shirt, whatever, right? Imagine connecting with a brand where you're like, yo, they made me think about my life a little bit differently. So now when you wear that, you almost feel more empowered to do that for yourself.
Yeah, you think different,
To be like, yo, now that you know, it's like, this is what this means to this person. And if you're supporting it, then you're supporting that thought process.
Yeah, and they can relate that to themselves, like back to themselves. Yeah, that's good.
And I think everyone can relate to like the need to be able to be like that.
Yeah, 100%.
To be able to be genuine.
Yeah,
you know? Because that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's so important too when you think about it. When you're working on your mind, body, spirit, and soul, right? Yeah.
And how I relate it. Obviously, someone could have a different perspective on like what those things mean to them. I just related it to what they meant to me.
Which is awesome.
So fuck yeah, bro. It's a good ass video.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I've been meaning to make this video for my YouTube channel for like forever, and I did it in relationship to the Zoo Culture logo, which means a whole nother thing. It's actually, I'll just make it real simple for you guys because I want to explain this, because I did this on an interview that we're doing a documentary like about me and my life. With, I'm doing with Generation R.
Oh shit.
Anyways, this logo, if you look at the original Zoo logo, which is the only one that's out right now, but we have a new one coming, is Zoo and two O's, 2 zeros that have like, they're like numbers. So there's 4 triangles in those zeros.
Same triangles as these or not different ones?
Different shaped triangles. But I tried to figure like, how do I incorporate like personal growth? Yeah. Like my vision of that, personal growth to like a community aspect. Yeah. So like the whole goal was like, I wanted to blend these things that I think are personally important to grow as, to grow with, right? And put it into like a gym format, because personally, like if we step into a gym, you step into a gym, like if you're doing that work on yourself and I'm doing that work on myself, we're gonna get into an environment where like we're better suited to like work together. You help me with my goals, me help you with your goals, right? Because like the goal is to be like more personally suited for myself, right? If you're good for yourself, you can be good for others, right? Exactly. So that was the idea, to blend it into like a community aspect, like no matter like black, white, gay, straight, doesn't matter, color, left, right, doesn't matter. Yeah. You find yourself in a place where like everyone is like trying to be better themselves, and also help and encourage other people to like do what they're doing better. Yeah. Or to like, you might be a CrossFitter, I might be a bodybuilder, and I'm not trying to disrespect you. I know CrossFit's like, you're not a CrossFitter, right?
No, I'm not.
Because you were. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. Whatever keeps you going, but. Someone be like, okay, Olympic lifter. That's better, right? sorry, CrossFit.
It's a little
bit. Fuck CrossFit, by the way. CrossFit sucks, dude. This fucking, the owner's a goddamn piece of shit too. Anyway.
What's your owner? Oh, the owner of the CrossFit.
Yeah, he said some racist shit on the internet. Fuck that guy. So fuck CrossFit. So you're an Olympic weightlifter, and I'm a bodybuilder, but like you might have a technique or an idea or like something to show me that can make me better, right? And I might be able to teach you something to make you better, right? And that is like all under the line. If you look at the original logo, is red is like a bloodline that we're all humans. No matter where we go, no matter who we are, no matter how we're built, no matter what.
Everyone bleeds.
Yeah, right. We're all human. Like we're in that together. So that was like personal growth into like a community aspect. Yeah. So those are the messages behind those. This personal growth bring it into a community
that everyone can relate to.
Exactly.
That's good.
So that's why.
Did you already have it like written out, like drawn out, or it's all in some process?
Yeah, so I'm like a psychopath.
Yeah, that's good though.
I'm for sure a crazy person.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so much goes into this. Like, that's crazy.
I don't know if, like I said, I don't think it's normal for everyone to do it. Like, that's just, I'm super, like, I don't know, OCD or whatever.
That's good though.
People would hit me just to be like, yo, bro, you make a lot of money doing that? Like, how do I do that? I want to make a lot of money. I'm like, bro, if that's why you're doing it, fuck off. Like, don't do it. Like, if you're money hungry on some shit that's about helping people, you are fucked, bro. You may make some money right away, but they're gonna
in the beginning, but after
they're gonna fuck. Once they see who you really are, they're gonna fucking hang you to dry.
Hell yeah.
Because it's bullshit, man. Like, you do something especially that involves people's like well-being and their mental health, and you're just like, I just want to get some money. Yeah. Like, dude, you're a scumbag, and that's gonna show eventually.
No, 100. And I think that would actually show pretty fast too. Like, it'll like that.
You'd be surprised on the end. There's a lot of scumbags they're still winning out there, but it's all good, you know.
That's crazy.
I won't say any names.
Yeah, we'll keep that one disclosed.
I almost said like 4 names. Just kidding. I love you guys regardless. All the haters do. It's all good.
That's good.
This is a good video, man.
It is a good video. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put this on my channel. I think I'm gonna put this on my channel.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
100%.
New RAWGEAR athlete right here. Go follow him. I love you guys. Subscribe to my channel.
I'll see you guys.
Turn the fucking post notifications on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. And make sure you check them out as well.
Yep. Everything's down below.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate him letting us stay in his house.
Yeah, hell yeah.
RAWGEAR, baby. That's how we do it.